Today at Home with Miss Joan, we're going to take some potatoes and turn them into canned French fries. And to show you that it works, we're going to fry them up. Look here. Yum, yum. All right, let's get started. So what I've already done to get us started is I have peeled my potatoes. I'm going to can them in wide mouth pint jars, okay? The reason is they're going to be easier to come out, okay? That's why I wanted the big jar. But one of my first steps before I peel them is I decide which size potato am I going to use. Look, I go through my potatoes and I pick me out some. It's going to fit in the jar, okay? All right, and then of course I peeled them and I washed them really good. So here is what I've already done for y'all. Now, what I do is I half the potato, cut it in half, then I turn them over, I cut it in half again. Okay? Now, I come in here and I trim that one. See there? Now there's the size of my French fries right there. I don't know if they call these steak fries, maybe, but let me lay my thumb on it and you'll see. Okay? That's what I'm doing. And you see I've left a little spot right here of the peeling. So I'll get him off. Want them to all be nice and pretty. And then I look at them and I decide, well, I might need a quarter of these again. So there I go. All right. Should have 8 pieces when I get through, shouldn't I? If I quartered them all. Look at that. Now, that is one of these potatoes right here. And what I do then is make sure they're going to fit down in my jar. I'm just doing a little practice right now to show y'all. We are going to wash these and we're also going to soak them, okay? Alrighty. Now, if I had one that was higher than my jar, I just make me a little pattern. Maybe I pick one of them and I make me a little pattern and I cut all the others by the pattern. Alright, half the potato, okay? I got 4 pieces and now I'm halving that, and I'm gonna have 8 pieces. Now that's up to you what size you want to make your French fries, okay? Did you see how quick I did that? Alright, now I'm gonna show y'all something that Preacher bought me. He knows that for presents, it doesn't bother me at all to get kitchen equipment, okay? But you see, these, how easy you can do them. So you can use some French fries if you don't have this potato cutter that I'm fixing to show you, okay? It actually looks like something come off of Mars, don't it? A spaceship landing. It came with 3 sets of blades. There's a 1/4 of an inch, 3/8 of an inch. See it? How little that is? I already have the 1/2 inch blade in place. It's bigger, and because I wanted my French fries to be bigger, just like these that we cut with our hands, okay? Alrighty. So, I will have this linked in my Amazon store if any of y'all want to look it up. But now, to me, it is pricey. I can't exactly remember what he paid for it, but it was, oh, I don't know, maybe $80. We'll have to look and see, but it'll be in the Amazon store. So you got to use a lot of potatoes if you want to buy one of these. I showed you how they would cut up just as easy with your knife, okay? I like that these rubber hickeys will suction down, and then there they go. See how easy that was? I've had one before that was about $20, but it was it kind of laid on its side and you pushed them through it. All right, now we'll compare the 2 potatoes. See, that's just a home fry there, and this one's a little bit straighter. All right, I'm gonna stick him over here in my jar, and you can see that if I'm going to come up to the 1 inch headspace, that's too tall. So I'm gonna have to cut about a 1/4 inch off of these French fries, okay? Alrighty, so I'm gonna get these ready. I'll do a few more, but I won't make you watch me do them all. But I do like this thing. I'd rather have this than a new dress or a new ring or anything like that. I know you think Miss Joan's crazy, but I love homemaking, and this right here makes it a whole lot easier. Even if I'm not canning them, if I'm going to, all right, I'll get back to you when we get these ready to wash and I'm gonna show you how long we're gonna soak them. I'm washing them real good. Now right here, this is probably enough to fill up about 4 jars, okay? We've got them all cut. They're all about the same size. We're washing them. Then I'm gonna let them soak. We're gonna let these soak for 1 hour. Now this is not all of them. We got some more to put in here with them. But we're gonna let the potatoes, after we've peeled them and got them to size, we washed them. We're gonna let them soak for 1 hour. But every 20 minutes, I'm gonna change the water. Now what this is gonna do is, it's going to get out some of the starch, okay? And even when you see the finished product, you may get a little white, milky looking color in there. That's some of the starches wanting to come out. But we're doing this process because it takes out some of the starch, okay? Okay, y'all, you remember we took our potatoes and we let them soak. We changed the water every 20 minutes. I used cold water, okay? So that was 3 changing outs of the water. Now they're ready for me to put in the jars. My jars got washed in my dishwasher, okay? Now all of these have been cut to come up to 1 each headspace in my jar, okay? Let me see if I can turn it around and load it like this and you can see. So I'm just gonna fill them up. Remember I told you I like the wide mouth jar. Get the potatoes out real easy. All right. Let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. I was thinking I got 14 or 16 potatoes in here. All right. Now, I got them good and tight in there, and they're all at or below my 1 inch headspace. See that? What I'm gonna do now, because it's a pint, I'm using a ½ teaspoon of salt. I'm gonna take just some lukewarm water, fill it up, 1 inch headspace. I'm gonna stop, and I'm gonna debubble. Yes, I use it upside down. Hard to get in here. And just get some of the bubbles. Look at there, pulled out a potato. Now some last minute bubbles. This is called debubbling. Oh yeah. Now I have had several requests. Miss Joan, would you please can on something besides your 23 quart Presto that has the gauge? Would you please, they know that I've got one that doesn't have the gauge. It's a Mirro 23 quart, 22 quart. And would I please can something on it? There's lots of my viewers that has one that doesn't have the gauge. And I'll just show you that while I'm rattling on. Y'all seeing me usually use this on top of my canner. It has the gauge. We put our 10-pound weight right here. Okay. They want me to can on one for the people that don't have this. See that? It just has the spout where you put the 10-pound weight, but it doesn't have the gauge. Just as good a canner, okay? We're gonna do that today because we had so many requests. Alright, I got this jar debubbled. We got a ½ teaspoon of salt in there. After we have the salt in there and we've debubbled, I'm gonna clean my jar real good. Okay? And my daughter had to remind me because I was just gonna go on without it. I'm cleaning it. And every time I clean it and I go to the next jar, I try to change the position of my finger so I don't carry salt from this jar over to the next jar. I cleaned it with vinegar. Some people just use water, a wet rag, but I always use vinegar, okay? It's how I was taught by my mama. I sure do miss her. Finger tight. There's our first jar of French fries to go over into our canner. Lukewarm potatoes, lukewarm water, lukewarm canner, okay? Into this canner, in the bottom, as any kind of a canner, you have this little, see this? That keeps the jars off of the bottom of the canner. I got 3 quarts of water in here. And that, this lip holds them up, keeps them less likely to get broke. There's 3 quarts of water in here and a splash of vinegar. Alrighty, I'm doing that so the jars won't get cloudy. You may have the kind of water that don't cause your jars to get cloudy, but I don't take no chance on it, okay? We'll do another one. I know y'all don't want to watch me do them all. Some do, some don't. I'm gonna run up here, he is. Look at him. He's too tall. I remember thinking, I didn't trim that one down. So I gotta cut this one off. He's too tall. Alrighty. Hey, find another one or two. You don't want your potato to be above the 1 inch head space, and that's that bottom ring right there. Okay? Now they're gonna shrink down some in the canning process. Y'all know that. Okay? I'm just stuffing them in here. Here goes my half a teaspoon of salt sprinkled over it. Cover it with just lukewarm water up to the 1 inch head space. Okay? Thought I'd see if another one would fit in that little space. Look at that. All right. I'm going to try to see if there's any. I got them pretty tight for getting out excess air that's down in there. Whatever you do now, you do try to get the excess air out, okay? All righty. Now I'm going to clean them. Remember I said move your finger over to a clean part of your paper towel or your clean rag, whatever you use it. Dip it in your vinegar. Go around it really, really good. Because salt could cause it not to seal if a little particle was up under there. All right. Finger tight. Over to the canner. I won't make you watch me do the rest of these, but when we start the canning process, I'll be right back. Okay, to my viewers that wanted me to can in something that didn't have the pressure gauge on the top. This is my mother-in-law's 1970, early 70 model, Mirro, Mirro. I still can on it all the time, okay? Usually I'll have one sitting here and one back here on the back eye, okay? But if you look, this held 8 of these wide mouth jars of French fries, okay? Now, in this particular canner, I can double stack because it is so large. Something like a 22 quart or above. My Presto is a 23 quart. Holds that much, not number of jars, okay? Volume in there. Okay, well anyway, we got 8 pints, wide mouth pints in here, and we're going to put the lid on just like we do when we got one with a gauge on it. You hear it clamp down, then you got to pull it till it lines up. And I don't have a preacher here to help me pull this one. Alrighty, now it's pulled right here and it's locked tight. Now what we're going to do is turn our stove on. Okay, I'm turning it up pretty hot. I'm going to let it start getting hot in here, which means building up pressure, okay? And the only difference is I got the top of my other one out. The vent is right here, and it's going to start when it gets starting hot and it builds up in here. Air is going to come out here real strong. It's the exact same process if I'm using any other kind of canner, okay? It's got a vent. Air come out vividly for 10 minutes before you ever start any kind of clock of how long you want to pressure can your food, okay? So we're going to let this one vent for 10 minutes. If I had this one on the Presto, then it would be venting out this little pipe right here. And once it vents for 10 minutes, now we don't have this gauge to watch. See, it would come up to 10 pounds, and then I would know I could start my clock. Well, I don't have that on this one, but it's not a problem. Not a problem at all. Because all in the world you're going to do is you're going to let the hot steam vent come out for 10 minutes. When the 10 minutes is over with, it comes with something like this. See, it says 5, 10, and 15. Now, you have to check the altitude where you live, okay? For me, for my altitude, everything I do is on a 10-pound pressure. I just put that on there. Now, it's too soon for that right now. But what you do is you just listen to how vivid this thing starts rocking. And if it's going, you need to turn your stove down, okay? You got to stay a little closer in with these. But it is easy as pie, okay? But I'm doing this for my viewers that requested that Miss Joan can something on a canner that does not have the poundage gauge. All right, we got to wait now for this comes to the steam, and we'll let it go for 10 minutes. I'll get back with y'all, okay? But you see, I don't know where we did. We checked the rubber gasket in here. We looked through the pipe to see that the vent has not clogged up. We did all the same checks that we do on the other kind of a pressure canner. But I wanted this one because it was by special request today. Okay, y'all, look. See, can you hear it? It's hard to see the steam, but see how vigorously it's coming out. I'm going to let it do that now. It's called venting for 10 minutes before we start our clock. Okay, if you follow me canning, you know I got a 10-pound weight right here that I use all the time. This canner came with one of these. It says 5, 10, and 15. And you know, my altitude, I can on 10 pounds. So now it has been in 10 minutes. Here it is. All right. Now I have put my 10-pound weight on it that come with this canner. What I'm going to do is once it starts that first jiggle, see it's quiet right now. What's that telling you? It's telling me that this is not at 10 pounds pressure yet, okay? Because this thing is going to make a little bit of a movement when I reach 10 pounds. And that's when I'm going to start my clock. Now potatoes go pints, 35 minutes, and if it was quart wide mouth jars, it'd be 40 minutes, okay? We're going to set a timer for 35 minutes, just in a minute. We'll look at it and I'll get back with you. You see how this now is telling me, hey, I'm on 10 pounds of pressure and I'm doing a hot dance. I'm going to adjust my stove, turn it down slowly now, because you don't want to go down too low, lose your pressure. Let's see right there. And I'm setting my clock for 35 minutes, because that's how long these French fries pints need to pressure can. So see, now I'm going to watch this thing, because that's a little vigorous right there. You'll learn how to listen to the sound of your weight. And so I have turned my stove down, and just a few minutes it will just jiggle not as vigorously as this right here. And when I get to that, I'll show you. But we're on that 35 minutes counting the clock. So y'all see now it's not hardly as active as it was. I turned my stove down. Every stove's different. Okay. You just barely take it down a little bit at a time. That's where I'm going to leave it at. Right here. To finish out my 35 minutes. I just want to show you a little snippet of it. Cutting the stove off. My clock has gone 35 minutes. You see here? I'm just going to let it naturally cool down on its own. For those of you that are worried about the jiggling of this, see, it's not fighting against itself. It just sounds good to me. All right, I'll get back with you when we take our French fries out of the canner. I'll let it sit here. Whew, good hour. We'll have to make sure all the build-up pressure has already gone down to 0. And I'm excited now to get my potatoes out of here. Look at that. We have 8 pints of French fries. Oh, yeah. Pretty. Y'all, when you get into canning, it's just something, I can't explain it. So satisfying about canning your own food. We know what's in here. Water and salt. And potatoes. Oh, wow. This is going to be good. I love it when somebody cans something, whatever it is, and they open up a can and show you how to cook it. And that's what we're going to do next. But on the regular canning, oh, look how pretty. I just cover them up with towel and let them set to the next morning. Then I wipe them down good, take the ring, check them, make sure they've all sealed. Put the dates on them and move them to my pantry. But we're going to cook some of these for y'all. Hey y'all, look at here at these beautiful French fries. And I'm going to open up some. Whoa, did you hear that seal? Well, wow. Okay, you want to look in here? There they are. I'm going to drain that off. I'm going to go up to the sink and drain the water off, and I'll be right back. We're going to fry these up for y'all, okay? Whew. And I've got oil popping everywhere, okay? I'm just going to gently turn them over. Let me show you. See there? You have to be a little more gentle with them. You know, because they have been through the process here of canning. So I'm just trying to make sure I got plenty of room, every skillet, when I drop one in. And They fry up pretty quick, just like regular. I'm just gonna flip these around. I do have a video on the channel of just regular fried potatoes. I could have cubed these and fried them that way. Cubed them down smaller. Y'all, here's our French fries. I'm pulling them out. You remember we had some that was cut like whole fries. Remember that? I cut them with a regular knife. And then we had the ones that I chopped with the, I don't know, my handy dandy chopper. So we got, because I opened up the jar and they had all kinds in there, that's why we got different sizes here. But that was what we was going for right there. Here comes the fun part. I'm going to get to taste one. What do you dip your French fries in? Y'all tell me in the comments, okay? My favorite is ranch dressing. Look at that. Canned French fry. Hear it? Y'all try use some, okay? Remember, they're a little bit softer than the regular ones out of the freezer, but they are delicious. We did this together today at home with Miss Joan. At home with Miss Joan, would you like? You know, whether you like it or not, okay? At home with Miss Joan, please subscribe. Sure does help this old girl's channel grow. Won't you share with friends and family? You know, like your mom and them, okay? Comment right here and you'll hear back from me. You know, preacher, get back with you, my daughter, me, somebody will right here from At Home with Miss Joan. Woo! Y'all check these videos out, okay?